In the beginning, if you recommended a friend, you got a free massage. And I believe it was Brittany that asked me the first day, said, well, if you'll recommend a friend, you'll get a free massage. And I said, I'm not recommending anyone until I know your program works. And the day that I asked her, I said, I'm ready to recommend a friend, they all got a big giggle out of it, because I thought that was very important for me to understand the program and it not to be a gimmick or just someone that wanted my money up front, because you do pay for the program up front, and that makes you responsible for the next month. And so those were things that I kind of was like, I'm not so sure if this is going to work or not, but I decided that I would give it my all and give it a shot for 4 weeks to see what happened, and I was very pleased. But I think I was probably one of his biggest skeptics. I asked lots of questions, and I think I encourage that to any patient, to make sure that you ask questions, you're understanding what you're doing, what you're taking, and when you have troubles, that you're explaining that to the staff so they can help you work through those obstacles.
I used to have high blood pressure. I no longer have that. I was taking high blood pressure medicine, and that is gone. I no longer have to take that. And there was some other factors there that I was, at one time had a little bit of arrhythmia going on with my heart. I no longer have that. I got a real good checkup a couple months ago with my heart doctor, and he said he didn't want to see me again for a year. So I don't have that anymore. So it's tremendously affected, my health overall. So I'm just doing so good. I'm not really taking any kind of medication anymore for any kind of health problem. Just on my weight loss and all that stuff is all I'm doing now, because everything else is pretty much leveled out. So just work hard at it. Exercise is a key factor, and eating properly, and no sweet stuff. I don't eat sweet stuff or potatoes, anything that's starchy that's going to turn to fat. I kind of quit eating all that kind of food, and I'm just sticking with the, eating properly like we should be doing. All of us should be doing that so we don't get obese.
Some programs I might have lost some weight, but then I had been put on diet pills and I'd lost weight, but as soon as you get off the diet pills, the weight came right back. With this program, I'm not gaining the weight back. I've been able to successfully keep the weight off, and I do like that.
Some people can't lose weight no matter what they do because of the hormone issues, the testosterone estrogen balance or something. But I don't know, there's something about the hormone thing you've got to watch. You can starve yourself and do all the diets, but you gain the weight back. So there's something else going on besides eating too much and being inactive. There's some effect on your hormones in your body, and it prevents you from easily losing weight as you get older.
It may not work for everybody, but it did work for me, and I cheat a whole lot on some of the diet stuff, especially on weekends or, with kids and things like that. But, the exercise and doing basically what you're supposed to on the diet plan, it really did good for me. And once I started seeing the improvements and everything, then I wanted to do better.
Well, I think it has helped Pafford by reversing his diabetes. He is a diabetic, and when he said about the food, there's no food, Pafford doesn't get through fixing one meal before he's thinking about what's the next one. But on this diet and everything, and by his diabetes, he doesn't take as much. He was taking 2 insulin shots a day, and now he's quit taking the insulin and just the sugar pill.
And just insulin.
And his blood pressure is not up at all. It's just really been a blessing, hasn't it, buddy?
Yeah. Sure has.
I lifted weights a lot when I was in my 20s, and the fact that I build muscle faster now at 40 than I did when I was 20, at first actually frightened me a little bit, because I was like, why, I was wondering how this could happen, but it's continuing to happen. Again, and it amazes my wife, and she tells others about it as well. Again, still being, because she used to come with me to the appointments because she was, again, being skeptical, and then she stopped coming because, again, you notice a difference at home. Everybody's asking me how am I doing it and whatnot, and I tell them I tell them where to come to, you know, what I'm doing. So, but it's just been dramatic. It gives me more energy. So at the end of the day, I'm still able to think clearly. Still feel good when I get home. I have 4 children, so when I get home, I have a wild house, and so I'm able to deal with that as well. So my relationship with my wife has never been better. And I'm able to do more things with my kids. I don't feel like my life is half over anymore. I feel like that I'm actually younger than what I thought I was. So it's sort of given me that part of my life back, that I feel like, you know, hey, this thing I'm not halfway done yet. You know, that I'm really just getting started.
One of the big keys is you've got to have your hormones straightened out before you can ever start losing weight. My mother started coming to see him. She was on a lot of different hormones and pain medications and all sorts of different medications, thyroid, everything that I was on originally. And I told her, I said, I'm getting really worried about you. And I said, I want to keep you around. So I really wish you would go see my doctor and just listen first. That's all I'm going to ask you to do. Just listen. And so she came to see him. She liked, you know, the program. And I said, if you can get off the synthetic, man-made, you know, stuff and get on the natural hormones that Dr. Moritz is doing, I think things will start straightening out for you. And she is starting to lose weight. She is feeling better. She's doing the same thing that I did. And it's great to see.
I feel like if somebody gives herself a chance to try the program, they'll see results. I did within a week. I started noticing that I was losing weight, and it just slowly basically slowly coming off in the first week or so, and then by the 3rd week it was really, I could tell in my clothes, it was really working.
We began the program. I come weekly, and it's basically a low carbohydrate diet, but I'm given an injection each week that helps with vitamins and helps with the weight loss progress. And I'm involved with each week. As I'm monitored, that's the reason I come in. I'm monitored with any kind of physical conditions that, should they arise, I've had no difficulty at all. In fact, I feel better than I felt, and that was the reason that I wanted to try this, because I was at a place that I was at my heaviest in my entire life, and I've always been tall and relatively thin, but I enjoy eating, and as I've gotten older, going through menopause and just stressors of life made it more and more difficult. So now I am losing weight. I lose weight every week. I've lost a total of 42 pounds, and since the 1st of June, and I am active and I feel much better.
I actually went into it thinking it really wasn't going to do anything for me, but I was at the point where I knew I needed to do something. And I like the whole idea of bioidentical and not using other, because I've read so many articles about the dangers of other kind of therapy, and so I thought, well, you know, worst case scenario, it doesn't do anything. But it actually I had so much energy within, I'd say 24 to 48 hours, really made a big difference. So did go back to the gym, and I've been able to stick with it. And, you know, I have the energy to do that. And so because of that, I feel like I am healthier, you know, and I have seen a decline, you know, in cholesterol, and, you know, that probably has to do with me eating healthier also too, though. So it's just kind of been a real motivating factor for me, and everything's kind of had like a domino effect.